Bitcoin is setting at $59,400. The stock market opened up this morning with the SPY sitting at 542 and the Qs at 462. So stocks are rallying on cooler than expected inflation data. And I think this is really important to keep in mind. We have inflation coming down, and it's the first time that the CPI has fallen below 3% since 2021, and it came in at 2.9, which was zero point 0.1 less than expected, as well as PPI yesterday, which is a forward-looking indicator, also coming in 0.1% less than expected yesterday. So this is good news, which means that the Fed will probably start to cut rates and begin easing monetary policy, and that should be good for risk assets. What's up, everyone? It is Tuesday. Welcome back, and just wanted to say hello to everyone out there. Hope you're all doing well this week. We've got a lot of data here that we're going to go through today, and I wanted to mention a couple of big stocks that we should keep an eye on, as well as commodities and crypto. I always try to bring some of the best places to get investment entry points or trading points for day traders on certain stocks that I keep an eye on. So I want to bring that in. And I do think that we probably have about 1 month left before you're going to miss out on the window to get in on some of these stocks, including cryptocurrency. I think that window is closing very soon before we start to see all-time highs potentially for Bitcoin, and we start to see altcoins rally. All right, guys, let's get into it. One thing I wanted to point out, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and just out of curiosity, I knew that the used car market had been dropping, but I was curious about how much. You can see here the last few months, the used car market has really come down. It's down about 14% off these highs here in August of 2022. And I think that's a general trend that you're starting to see overall. It looks like real estate is cooling, as well as we know copper has really been beaten down, and commodities such as lumber. We'll discuss those more later. But that's just something I wanted to point out because it does show that inflation should be starting to come down. And I think we are probably starting to see kind of what I would consider the maybe the bottoming effect in the economy. And I think that's important because as we get near that bottom, then we know that liquidity will have to be pumped into the system, and we will probably enter that golden zone where we really start to see things like risk on assets such as small cap stocks and crypto really start to take off. But first off, I wanted to start off with the chart of NVIDIA setting at 116.93 this morning. Mentioned this yesterday. NVIDIA broke out of this downward sloping trend and disconnected and reconnected. So I'm not sure what is going on. Hopefully you are still with me. Not sure what happened there. But anyway, NVIDIA, I think what's important is as long as it holds this downwards sloping trend line, maybe we come back and retest this area one more time, then we might start to see higher highs. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, you have Amazon sitting at 170 this morning, And I do think that we will probably see Amazon go up and close this gap around 184 here, probably in the coming days and weeks. This was a chart posted by Tom over at FX Evolution, and it says earnings per shares revisions are up for this earnings season so far. So here is a chart of the guidance momentum score for the earnings per share and as well as revenue guidance momentum score. So this is something to keep in mind. We are seeing earnings increasing, similar to what we saw in the previous two bull runs back in 2016 into 2017. You'll notice that these tops coincide with the markets as well as Bitcoin. Um, and you see that again in 2021. So right now, it is still positive. It does look like these markets are going to go higher. Gold sitting at 24.50 this morning, selling off here a little bit. Looks like gold may cool off here for potentially a couple days. Nevertheless, I still think gold is probably going to something like 2,600 to 3,000 over the coming months. And copper looks like it may have put in a bottom. Now, this is the 2-hour chart, but one thing I wanted to point out is we had this inverse head and shoulders here, indicating that copper looked like it was going to move higher. And if you take a measurement off that head to that neckline and put it up here, well, that looks like copper may go up to around that 420 level. So that is something to keep in mind. And if we just zoom out here on this chart, really could probably went to the daily on this, but I just wanted to point out how much copper has sold off here, and lumber has been pretty similar. You can see we fell all the way down into the 786 on a Fibonacci. Generally speaking, if the 681 is usually a good place to find a bounce, but if that doesn't hold, then usually you do see potentially a touch of the 786, and that is pretty much what we got here for copper. So it looks like on these shorter term time frames here, we are starting to put in a series of higher lows and higher highs. If we can get above this level here, then I think you would really start to see copper move again, although I do think that probably is some time out. And this just shows that inflation is coming down. When you see a lot of these commodities that have been beaten down like this, particularly the ones that are used a lot in industry, um, and copper is definitely one of those. It is called Dr. Copper for a reason. So just something to keep in mind. I don't expect copper to really rocket out of this zone. It is possible, but I think that you will probably see copper probably accumulate in this area for a while. And in a way, this is kind of a forward-looking indicator on the health of the economy. And so this just points to that eventually, probably the economy does really bottom out, and at that point that there could be potentially be a recession. I do think a recession is most likely coming, probably sometime uh, end of 2025 or 2026. But that's still a ways out, and things can still run a lot further before that happens. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, you have silver sitting at 27.51 this morning. Silver, again, kind of similar to copper, but not to the extreme of the sell-off. It's just been a little bit weaker here of the metals, and it looks like it is finding a base as well. And we know that silver lags the price of gold, so that may interest some silver buyers or potentially people that are looking to gain exposure to the silver miners. And I've got another stock here. This is Coinbase sitting at 196.65. Coinbase also looks like it is finding a base here after that sell-off last Monday. And I did want to point out some of these smaller cap stocks just because I do think you really are going to see some of these stocks really start to rally. Uh, I do think that Coinbase will probably go up to at least that 230 range here in the coming days and weeks, and I will show you why I believe that uh, will be true. Well, over here on the Qs, we had this downward sloping trend line that we fell through, and we mentioned this that if we could not get back through this downward sloping trend line and hold this trend, then we may want to look to start taking some profits because we may be moving lower. However, we did break through that trend line, and so I do think that you're going to see a lot of these stocks, including the small caps, really start to rally and go up and retest those trend lines on them. If you're interested in buying stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so with Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood is offering a 1% boost when you open an account, plus 8 times the national savings rate. Robinhood allows you to begin investing and building your portfolio with just as little as $1. You can invest in stocks, options, ETFs, and trade commission free. Uh, I use Robinhood, and what I like about Robinhood is they allow you to buy fractional shares. So if a stock is, say, $800, well, you could buy a fraction of that stock with the money that you have. They also allow you to invest in things such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and many more. There is a link down below in the description, so feel free to go click that link if you're interested in setting up an account. All right, guys, what about Bitcoin? What is going on? Well, first, I wanted to bring up this chart here. This is the stock to flow chart. So this was originally one of the charts put out by some people in crypto, usually know him as Plan B, but this is over here on BitBo, and you see these dots here, and I just wanted to show this. So basically, when these dots are red, that is the color of the dots show the days until the halving, and right now they are red, meaning we just came out of the previous halving back in April. And if you just take a look back here on this chart, anytime you see these dots in the red, typically that is right before you get that uh, explosion to the upside for Bitcoin. It's just been the same in each cycle. So that is something to keep in mind for Bitcoin as well. And if we go back to the Bitcoin price, well, it does look like we are reclaiming this zone here on the bottom side of the range around that $59,000 level. I think this will be important, and I think that Bitcoin probably will start to rally here. We could go back down and test some of these lower levels. That is a real possibility. Uh, and I think that probably the bottom is in. However, I would say if we did start to come back down and retest some of these levels, I think we could potentially go back down one more time and retest that $51,000 level. This big wick here typically is a sign of inefficiency, and a 50% retracement on that wick is something that we do see sometimes, so that's something to keep in mind. However, I think that more than likely this zone right here around 56 to $57,000 acts as support. And if we zoom out on this chart, we also have this upward sloping channel, which has been acting as support. So I think that may help hold Bitcoin around these levels. But I do think here in the coming days and weeks, you are going to see Bitcoin start to rally. And if we can get back up above that $63,500 level, reclaim that zone, then I think we probably will move on to all-time highs. And I do think that is coming here in the coming weeks and months for Bitcoin. I still suspect that Bitcoin will probably go to something like 80,000 or possibly 90,000 once we break this zone. And I do think there is still a strong possibility Bitcoin could go to 100,000 by the end of the year. I think that is a real possibility. Another chart I want to bring up is the Bitcoin dominance. We are rejecting right now on the Bitcoin dominance off this zone right here of around 58 to 60% dominance. We know that once Bitcoin breaks down here and the dominance begins to fall, well, we will see a lot of these altcoins really start to rally, and we have this upwards sloping uh, channel here. And if we break out of that and fall below and hold that, then I do think you are going to see things such as Ethereum and Solana start to take off. Ethereum sitting at 2650 this morning, and it's really waiting here on Bitcoin to see what happens if Bitcoin is going to move higher. Solana, very similar, sitting at 145. Really just kind of indecision at the moment, but I do think you are going to start to see a lot of these altcoins wake up very soon. And the reason that I say that again is what I've been seeing in a lot of these stocks and cryptos is you see very similar patterns playing out across a lot of these assets right now. And the stock market obviously needs to hold up. If so, then Bitcoin will hold up. And Bitcoin's kind of been a leading indicator. However, what you see with a lot of these other altcoins and smaller cap stocks is they tend to lag behind the stock market. And so if the big cap stocks move up and then they cool off and step back for a little bit, then you'll start to see some of these risk on assets rally after that. So I think Solana will probably go back up and retest this trend line here in the coming days and weeks. And I do think once that starts to happen, you will see a lot of these better altcoins start to outperform even Bitcoin. I think we are very close to kicking off this altcoin season. I think that is coming very soon, and that we probably have somewhere around 1 month remaining to get any spot entries. If you're interested in trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and many more cryptos, as well as stocks, commodities, and Forex, well, you can do so over here on Prime XBT. And of course, I am logging in here. So I've forgot to log in, and but anyway, I wanted to show you where you can trade here. You can trade things such as uh, any of the stock markets, like the S&P, as well as uh, gold and commodities. Here is aluminum. I mentioned this one before. I thought we would see a turn here. We've seen a turn on the MACD, and we are starting to see a rise in the price of aluminum. This chart looks very similar to that copper chart. So you can trade commodities, you can trade forex pairs. There's a lot of different things you can trade over here on Prime XBT. Right now, Prime XBT is offering up to a $7,000 bonus or 25% off your trading commissions when you sign up with the link below down in the description. All right, guys, I wanted to leave you all with one last video. I saw this morning. This is posted over here on X by 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃. So this is a meme coin company, and if you haven't seen these guys, I suggest you go over there and check out their videos. They are quite funny and very accurate. So this is a meme coin that is supposed to be based off Tucker Carlson, and their voice representations are really very accurate. And so here, I guess Tucker is interviewing Raw Powell and asking him about when the banana zone is coming. So I'll go ahead and play that for you now.
Wow, what a spot you've got here, Rue.
I know, right? Nothing beats a night under the stars with your best buddy.
It's just so great to get away from the charts. Like, Solana could be at 80 bucks right now, and we'd be none the wiser. Rue, do you ever worry that maybe we've got it all wrong? Like, what if that was the top? What if the maxis are right, Rue, and everything goes to zero against Bitcoin?
Crikey, Tucker, where the hell is this coming from? Do you even watch The Journeyman?
Oh, I'm not worried, Rue. It's just a fun thought experiment is all.
Don't let the market bore you into submission, my friend. That's exactly where they want you, because just as you take your eye off the ball, boom, God candle straight to Valhalla.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Rue.
You know what I like to do whenever I feel a bit down? A little thing I like to call summoning the banana.
As long as it doesn't involve your penis, Rue.
Au contraire, Tuka. Just a little bit of manifesting with the mystical forces of music. You'd be amazed at how effective intention is. And summoning the banana is one of the most powerful rituals in all of recorded history. Check this out.
There is a little thing I see. Me call it global liquidity. Big money printer coming soon. Me bags are packed and we are going to the moon. Me just a humble journeyman. Me real vision 2020. I'm the man with a plan. Me manifest the market singing a song. Call me irresponsible, I'm bidding max long. Me gwan summon the banana all on my own. Me gwan summon the banana zone. Me gwan summon the banana with a song. Me gwan summon the banana, so I'm bidding max long.
Go on, Tucker. Freestyle a bit. Don't be shy. Summon the banana with me, brother.
Okay. I'll try.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Murphy's Law.
Me gwan summon the banana. Me
Exponential.
gwan summon the banana.
Network effect.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Banana.
Summon the banana to the banana zone. Trust me, bro. Banana zone.
So you all get the point. But yeah, I saw that this morning and had a laugh. So I thought I would share that. Also, guys, don't forget to go follow me over on X at mindofthefinancier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I hope you all have a great day today. Until next time, guys, be legendary, take care, and peace out.